Fireworks are going off at the White House, getting ready to celebrate its 250th anniversary. In Venezuela, it's going off with a bang too, thanks to yours truly, Donald J. Trump. The wee hours of the night, the Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, signed off on one of the most audacious military attacks ever seen by a presidency. Delta Force unleashed its military weaponry, showing its superiority over Venezuela. They flew low and unnoticed, shut down all of the military infrastructure signaling before going in and waking Maduro up out of his bed. Him and his wife, who was probably butt-ass naked, put cuffs on him and was out of there like the Dark Knight, with very few injuries from the United States military soldiers. He and Marco Rubio watched in amazement as everything that they planned out took effect, while very little resistance from Maduro and its military army. They put this guy on Delta Force One and flew this guy out of there without anybody knowing, in handcuffs, as you can see here. And while in handcuffs, they flew over the Empire State Building, letting Maduro know this is what freedom looks like. This dancing fool was now doing the perk walk. Take a listen. Maduro and his wife are being held in the same jail as Diddy, El Chapo, R. Kelly, and Ghislaine Maxwell did time. Maduro and his wife pled not guilty to narco-terrorism, conspiracy to import cocaine, and weapons charges. Don't feel bad for the wife. Come to find out, she's the brains of the operation. You know what they say, behind every good man is a good woman. Don't feel bad though for Maduro. See, Donald Trump, he gave him an off-ramp. He said, hey man, take your BS to Turkey and live like a king. But instead, he's gonna die in prison. Instead of taking Donald Trump on his offer, he started dancing. Donald Trump thought he was mocking him. So he said, okay, let's go arrest this fool, ASAP.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance. Until they didn't and until he didn't. He effed around and he found out.
Instead of taking Donald Trump at his word, he attached his horse to Red China. And we know how that played out for him. All the military surveillance equipment that China sold Venezuela, all failed. They had insiders all over Venezuela. They knew where he was at all times. They were just waiting on the right time to arrest this guy. I mean, the United States knew when he ate, where he slept, when he took a dump, everything. Take a listen.
We watched, we waited, we prepared, we remained patient and professional. This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last many years. This was an audacious operation that only the United States could do.
It took Bush 41, 10 days and 27,000 soldiers to arrest Noriega in Panama. It took Delta Force 8 hours. It was precise, it was accurate, and not one U.S. military soldier died. Obama's CIA agent was like, damn, how did they pull that off?
U.S. military and U.S. intelligence are second to none in terms of their capabilities, their competence, talent, as well as their courageous actions. And so it does look as though it was a flawlessly executed operation.
Operation Absolute sent a clear message to the world. Don't F with the United States.
They will be impressed with the military capability here. I would argue none of those three militaries could have executed an operation like this. They'll be saying to themselves, that's a very capable military. That's not a bad thought to pop up in Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran these days.
Maduro was on America's top most wanted list with a $50 million bounty on his head. So if you come into the United States and try to harm people with fentanyl, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, gang-related activity, you'll meet his same fate. But what's next?
Is the United States now at war with Venezuela?
There's not a war. I mean, we are at war against drug trafficking organizations, not a war against Venezuela. We are enforcing American laws with regards to oil sanctions. We have sanctioned entities. We go to court. We get a warrant. We seize those boats with oil, and that will continue.
What people have to understand, this is not about creating a war, but stopping a war. And it wasn't about regime change. It's about changing the way the regime handles its business. The Venezuelan vice president is still in charge, Ms. Rodriguez. Financials are still intact. Security is still intact. But CBS is wondering why Donald Trump didn't just arrest the whole regime. Man, sometimes you just can't make everybody happy.
I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time?
What kind of questions is she asking? Maduro's in cuffs. And guess who's in charge? Donald Trump.
Who's in charge of Venezuela right now? Have you spoken to the newly sworn in president there, Rodriguez? And what are your thoughts on the entire situation? You said that you guys would run Venezuela.
We're dealing with the people. We're dealing with the people that just got sworn in. And don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
We're in charge.
A democracy takes time. But in the meantime, we're looking for people to invest in Venezuela. But while that's happening, we got U.S. boats on the coast watching.
We have a quarantine on their oil. That means their economy will not be able to move forward until the conditions that are in the national interest of the United States and the interest of the Venezuelan people are met.
Let me ask the question again. What is the legal authority for the United States to be running Venezuela?
Well, I explained to you what our goals are and how we're going to use the leverage to make it happen.
Are you running Venezuela right now?
Jordan, I would explain again that the leverage that we have here is the leverage of the quarantine.
Why does the United States need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry?
Why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. They are not going to come from outside of our hemisphere, destabilize our region in our own backyard, and us have to pay the price for it. Not under President Trump.